Okay, guys. It's Old Man G here, back again with another live stream for Red Devil Studios. I know this is very short notice. I apologize, but at the end of it, I thought I would do at least a live stream because it's official. It is actually official. Harry Maguire is officially a signing for Manchester United. Great signing for us, I believe. I just think that. It's just been a long time coming, and it's difficult to know how to react to it. To be honest, because you know the problem with our transfers is we've been linked with Harry Maguire for weeks now, and it just feels like, even though I feel like I should be very excited for the transfer, and I'm happy that we have obviously officially signed him, as you can see in this picture, and it's reported throughout. So throughout the British press. It's been official announced on the Manchester United Twitter, so there shouldn't be anyone being like, "Is it still a rumor?" It's not a rumor. We have officially revealed Harry Maguire to be our new signing. The issue, that I have is just that. Can everyone hear me? Hopefully, I don't see anyone watching in the comments. But anyone, I do appreciate. Oh, Jamie, we've got Slabhead. Oh, you in there? Always appreciate you stopping by, Jamie. Really appreciate it. We've got Slabhead. We've got Slabhead because. But that's a good thing. I'm going to go into that later. I just want to make a passing comment just about the fact that with the transfers that United have done so far in certainly Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire, is just the fact that I just feel it feels like it's just difficult to feel excited. Not because I think that they're bad transfers, there's anything that's wrong. I just feel that because they've taken so long to do, the actual enthusiasm that you initially get after doing good transfers just isn't there. It's not there, and that for me is, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I just think that that I would have much rather had this been announced earlier. Much like Atletico Madrid doing their transfers, we announced Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire in the last 2 weeks. They would have actually been able to go in our pre-season. Wan-Bissaka obviously went in pre-season, but Harry Maguire didn't get involved in the team, and therefore just actually being able to be embedded and being a better asset to Manchester United. Right now, we're actually saying that Harry Maguire should start against Chelsea this weekend. I'm not sure, because he's literally just signed. He's been a pre-season at Leicester. But is it reasonable to actually start Harry Maguire against Chelsea? I would probably say yes, because he's good, but I just think that this is why we need to get our signings done and dusted earlier on, assuming that we're not signing anyone else, and we'll comment on that a bit later. But anyway, enough of my mini ranting. Harry Maguire, welcome to Manchester United, as the logo sort of says. It's clear that he wanted to come to United, wanted to come to, I would argue, a bigger club, and I argue Manchester United is a bigger club than Leicester City. Although I do think that, to be honest, I would have loved to have signed Yuri Tillemans and Ndidi as well, just because you sign those three, and that fixes basically most of my problems to me. You've got a good midfielder, good DM, and a centre back. Problem solved. Jamie says, it's very difficult to get excited. The transfers take too long. There's always reports saying that the deal is close, so I guess we're just all expecting it. I know, exactly. This is why. Well, we'll talk about Bruno Fernandes towards the end of this short stream, but the same logic I think applies to Bruno Fernandes, which is why I find it just impossible that United were not involved, not linked with Bruno Fernandes at all during this whole entire summer transfer window, because that same momentum or gusto from the media is the same with Harry Maguire as well, and my most popular video on this channel so far is the announcement of Harry Maguire deal close. This should actually be the most popular video because this is the real one, but there we go. But anyway, thanks to all those that are watching. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Really appreciate the views. Get involved in the comments. We want to take comments on just what you guys think. Do you think that Harry Maguire is a good sign for Manchester United? More importantly, do you think he was worth the 85 million that we actually paid for him? Because I think there's a lot of people, certain commentators, that are saying that he wasn't worth it. I think some ex-Arsenal player was like Johnny Evans is actually a better defender than Harry Maguire, which I think it's quite a suspect comment, to be honest. A very, very big suspect comment. I do think Johnny Evans actually improved, but I think that if we're talking long term and future, I think that Harry Maguire's thing. Illa United, good to see you back. Good to see you back. Welcome to United Maguire. Indeed. We should welcome and I back him at Manchester United. And I think that if we're going to talk about what I feel Maguire will add, because I do think that even though I personally think that it's still 85 is a lot, but as a lot of you already said, it's the growing rate, it's the market, we had to pay for it. And as I read a joke online recently on Twitter, we probably paid 30 million for Harry Maguire, and the remaining, 50 million was basically to get Phil Jones and Chris Smalling to play again, so that's probably why it's been so expensive. But anyway, if we're talking about what would I expect, what to come, what do I expect from Harry Maguire at Manchester United? Ultimately, I just expect a solid centre back. That's really it. But more importantly, from Harry Maguire, the big thing I feel for me that he will add to our back four is aerial dominance. Okay, because I feel that we haven't had a player in our defence. Smalling's not bad in the air, I give him that. But in terms of a consistency, in terms of an actual Joshua Stam, wow to that, I agree. I just feel that Harry Maguire, I mean, I don't know whether any of you guys saw the England against Netherlands game. That was the semi-final, I think, of the UEFA Nations League. And the amount of set pieces we had, Harry Maguire was up against Virgil van Dijk and De Ligt. So we're talking arguably two of the best centre-backs in world football right now. And he literally out-jumped them and won the ball in the air. So that says something. If you are beating De Ligt and Van Dijk in the air, then that's something. So, well, I think he's probably slower than those guys. And the concern for me about that is that if we had a fast defensive midfielder, that would not be a problem. But the fact that we still have static Matic, I feel like that means that if we got out with pace down the middle, there could be problems. Because Eric Bailly has pace, but he's injured. Lindelof, okay, but we don't have pace there, and I think that will be a problem, certainly against the bigger teams. Jamie, imagine he's not worth 81, but we need him. Leicester knew we needed him, so they tried to get all the cash they could get. He's experienced and great in the air, so he's a good sign, just overpriced. I agree. I don't get fine for 85 or not. He's a good defender. Yeah, agreed. This is the thing. United as well. At the end of the day, it's better than Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, and for me, going forward, although the pace issue for me is an issue, not because of Maguire himself, but what's in front of him in terms of static Matic, not giving him that support. From a defensive point of view, on the back four, our back four is solid. So I'm now more confident than I was going to this thing that we have at least a solid back four. If you put Fred in front of that back two instead of Matic, then I'm a bit more confident because I feel that Fred has a bit more pace, pass the ball forward, and is better to go with than Matic, who is 31 and is slow. But when you've got Wan-Bissaka on the right, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, and Maguire, we've got that. I think we've got that stability, and I think that, and I'll do my obviously United. I mean, yeah, it'll better than Swan Jones. I definitely agree. I do think that I don't know why Jones is still at the club. I do think Smalling is a good backup. For me, the four centre backs. If we're talking starting centre backs, starting two should be obviously Lindelof and Maguire. Then you should have Smalling and then Twanzebe for me as the sort of the complete pairing in terms of our four. So if anyone's injured, bring in Smalling, or possibly Twanzebe. Jones and Rojo should not be near the squad unless they're playing League Cup games, and even then, I'm a bit scared. More comments here. Illa United, and also trying to bring third wheel striking when Juventus Lukaku goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how. Obviously, you've probably seen the video that I posted with Query Mandzukic Lukaku. We'll see about that. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. The only reason why I see it happening is if Lukaku goes, we do need another option. We need a different option, and Mandzukic, I guess, is that different option. That he'll probably be cheap. So you get a different option with Mandzukic. I don't think he would be a starter. I think by all means, it's one of the players that you play, bring on 10 minutes into the last half to sort of, to get another goal possibly, to go forward. Who knows? 17 people watching, awesome. Really, really appreciate those who are watching. Shout out to everyone who's watching. Please again, like, share, and subscribe to Red Devils Studio as we push on to 800 subscribers and hopefully 1,000 soon. So please get involved in the chat as well. Appreciate it. Jamie, lacking pace, yes. Maguire reads the game so well. Yeah, I agree. And I just think that that's fine. But I think against the bigger teams, I think that it just might be a problem. It's not specifically with Maguire. It's like I said, it's what's in front of him. Because if you had a Fernandinho or Fabinho in front, no problem. But the problem is that you have static Matic in front of him. So Maguire doesn't have a lot of pace already. But then if you have static Matic, who's also not great, then I think that then you can get problems. So that's why I basically said it, not as a direct issue with him, but because of what we have in our system right now. Fine. Yeah, so like I said, I think that Maguire gives us that stability, and hopefully Maguire and Lindelof can be our centre back pairing for some time now, because we need that stable centre back pairing. I think we do. I think that Smalling is decent backup, and Twansibi should be sort of, because I think Twansibi has potential. So I think that we should definitely bring him into the fold, Europa Leagues, League Cup games, as a potential to compete for those two places. To be honest, because I think he had a fairly decent a pre-season. If I'm honest, that's my personal opinion. What else about Harry Maguire? So I guess it comes to what do you guys think? And I'm interested to see what you say in the comments. Do you think that Harry Maguire, now that we signed him, does this improve our chances of top 4? Do you think that the fact we've got Harry Maguire now, do you think that means that, yep, okay, great, awesome, we've got solidity for top 4? I think personally, and I'm interested in what you say in the comments, guys. I think personally, we'll compete for top 4. I just don't know whether we'll get top 4, but we'll certainly compete for it, 4th in particular, because I think that if Spurs in particular, they've already signed Ndombele, they've got a solid defence already, relatively. And if they add Fernandes, because they're rumoured to be signing Fernandes as well to that, I think that Spurs, will certainly be there. City and Liverpool, after seeing them play in the weekend, you can see they're still on another level. So really, it's again Arsenal for me, and I'll talk about this on Friday when the transfer window closes, because I have a bit more clout. Is that for me? You essentially will have Arsenal, Chelsea and United competing for 4th. Because I don't think that Arsenal and Chelsea have done enough. Well, Chelsea couldn't, because obviously they couldn't sign anyone, or they got Pulisic. But I don't think they've really done enough, I think, for me to warrant anything further than that. Lampard is inexperienced. We'll see what he does, but I think he's inexperienced. Yes, okay, they've got Pulisic, but I think up front, have they let Morata go? Possibly they've let Morata go. I think they might have let Morata go. So they've got Giroud, Tammy Abraham. Hazard's gone. Loftus-Cheek is okay. Cameron's also injured, so I don't feel they really have like a lot in terms of personnel that can really fight. Arsenal will finish 6th this year. Well, again, so Arsenal. The big thing with Arsenal is that yes, Nicolas Pepe, great signing, but Arsenal not sorted out their defence yet. And again, that's another reason why I think that Pepe, great, they can go for, they're good. Arsenal, I think, will be terrific at home, like they always were. But with regards to Arsenal, they haven't sorted out defence yet, and Arsenal were absolutely abysmal away from home. I don't think we were that bad away from home. Arsenal were awful. So unless there's evidence that they will somehow be better away from home, that away form could bite them in the butt. So yeah, I think Morata's Atletico and Jojo. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So forward wise, to be honest, people saying United and Chelsea, I'm like, and we'll come to preview of the game. I'll probably post a preview on Thursday match preview, what I think the starting lineup will be. Probably when the transfer window closes, because we'll have a clearer picture. But yeah, I just don't see anybody in that Chelsea side that really will be able to threaten that back four. That's what I'm trying to get at here. They don't have... Yes, okay, Pulisic is young, could probably come in versus, possibly. But when we now have that solid back four, especially with Young out of the way, I just don't see anyone on that top Chelsea side. I think that Lindelof and Maguire can deal with Giroud, especially because Maguire's good in the air now, and Giroud is often quite good in the air from headers and set pieces, etc. And on our wings, we've got Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. So I don't think from a forward point of view, the issue for me is not so much are Chelsea going to spank us or score goals for us. The issue is, are we going to be able to score? Do we have the creativity in our midfield to lay balls off, to give to our forwards, our attackers to score goals? That for me is the problem. And that is why potentially, this could potentially be a draw like it was last season. United also don't have defence, but I think Pepe will play defence. Well, they'll probably, Koscielny's obviously not playing. So it'll probably be Mustafi, Socrates and Holding, or Mustafi. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what they have. 18 people watching. Appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it. All those who have been watching. Thanks, guys, so much. And also for those getting involved in the chat. Really appreciate it. Jamie, United 2-0 on Sunday. Yeah, 2-0 on Sunday. Yes, please. Because to be honest, if I'm honest, guys, I'm more concerned with Wolves away next week than I am with this game. Okay, Wolves for me, I think I did a reaction. That was one of my first videos on this channel, and I'm gonna just quickly get the fixture list up for a second. But I looked at the first 5, I think, fixtures, and you look at the first 5, and we'll just go through them now. Sunday, Manchester United against Chelsea at home, fine, but difficult. But it's at home. But it's a game. Then the second game, Wolves away. Okay, we'll play them on Monday. I think it is, which is fair enough. It's weird, Monday match, but okay. But so you've got time to rest. You've got a good 7-8 days, which is pretty good. But that's Wolves away, and we haven't had good positive experiences with Wolves away. So you have Chelsea and Wolves away. That could easily be 6 points lost already in the first 2 games if we're not on it. Then next game after that, Crystal Palace at home, who will have a point to prove now that we've taken Wan-Bissaka from them. Then Southampton away, which may or may not be easy depending on how they play, because it was difficult. I remember them coming to Old Trafford last season. It was 2-2. Lukaku scored a goal. It wasn't easy. So that's them away. And then Leicester City at home. So those first 5 games are not easy by any stretch of imagination. Like out of all those 5, I could see United winning them, or I could certainly see United losing and or drawing some of them. So that is not for me an easy first 5 games. The easiest game there possibly is, to be honest, the Chelsea game. If I'm honest, possibly Crystal Palace. They don't have the defensive mindset of Wan-Bissaka. So possibly maybe that. But even then, because we haven't really performed that well at Old Trafford, and Crystal Palace would probably be up for it, and Chelsea, I don't think I'd argue our first game is because the other games you just don't know. You really don't know, to be honest. Red Devil Weekly, thank you, mate. Thanks for your support for the channel as well, and just shout out to Red Devil Weekly, guys. Subscribe to his channel. Posting a lot of good match reaction content as well. He's trying to grow his channel as well, Small United channel. Let's just all support each other and keep on growing, because that's what it's all about. This channel is for giving you guys content, but also supporting other channels as well. Brilliant sign, just how it's done. Yep, agree. Jamie, Wolves away is frightening, indeed, and less concern me more than Wolves. Exactly, this is what I'm saying. For me, Chelsea doesn't concern me that much, especially after their performance last season. I don't think they've added to their team that much this season. Wolves scares me a lot, and Leicester, it does, because the reality is their midfield, maybe Sans Pogba, and he might have an off game because he wants to leave, is better than our midfield. That's why. They both have decent defenses, but their midfield is better than our midfield currently. And they have decent enough forwards that can finish. So, for me, I'm concerned about with teams like Wolves, like Leicester, potentially even Everton and Southampton, teams that have solid midfields, because our midfield isn't that good. Red Devil Weekly again. First 5 games never define your season. But it's always better to get off to the best possible. I do agree. I just think that the couple of things, especially those 5 games are, if we look at the teams that we're playing against, certainly Wolves, Chelsea, and probably Leicester City are going to be teams that we are wanting to push for Europe this season. So, if we're talking about Europe, is in top 4 places and even Europa League places, but certainly pushing them for places, those are the teams that we obviously need to get points from. So there's that. The other thing is that, while I agree nothing's on the first 5 games, definitely nothing. I just feel that if we were to say lose against Wolves, Leicester and Chelsea, then suddenly you're 9 points behind, let's say United, let's say a City or Liverpool, and that is a lot to cover. But you're right. I agree with you. You can't really decide. Decide players. You can't. Jamie's best have been helpful review. This could all turn to shit if we don't sign a CM and lose Pogba if we play like shit in the first couple of games. So this is another point going into. So, and this is kind of what the stream is about in terms of okay, we have got Harry Maguire, have got a centre back signing. I bet I'd argue a bit too late. But if Pogba and Lukaku leave, then and we haven't signed replacements, what's going to happen? We're going into this season relying on a lot of luck and hope, to be honest. We're hoping that McTominay, that Fred, that Pereira, that Matic, that they all perform well in that midfield. We're hoping that Pogba isn't going to leave, that Madrid are going to make a huge offer and that he's going to stay. We're hoping that Martial, Rashford, potentially Greenwood, Daniel Jameson are going to click and going to score. There is a lot of hope. I already know that I don't have to hope, I think, that Maguire is going to be a centre-back. And I don't have to hope that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be a good right-back, because irrespective, I've seen Wan-Bissaka play. He's already an improvement of Ashley Young. So we know that as a certainty. I'm not going in with a hope. I doubt Wan-Bissaka is going to be worse than Young. He might make a few mistakes, but there's no way in hell, sorry, in language, he's going to be worse than Ashley Young. So there's no hope with him there. But I feel like we're going in there with a lot of hope, and I don't know whether that is a good thing. I really don't. Cheers to exactly what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. Thanks again for supporting this channel. Really appreciate it, man. Jamie, this could we've read that. I only have one ambition, and that's to get these young people running the club and the Glazers out. Yes. Well, to be honest, I agree. And I think that if ultimately, because the thing is here is that a lot of people are going to say after this, oh, Solskjaer was backed. He spent 150 million on signings. And it's like, it's not, even though we've got those signings, I still don't think he's been backed because there are clear deficiencies in the team that need to be replaced. So how can you say you backed a manager when he hasn't replaced players that he's lost? You know, we lost Fellaini and Herrera, and we haven't replaced them. So we only have, and the thing is, even from the point of view of the fact of injuries, we only have really. So we have Pogba, Fred, McTominay, and Matic as our midfield players. What happens if one of them if Pogba leaves? Then we only have Pereira. So I think that's 5, is it? So yeah, Pogba, Pereira, McTominay, Fred, Matic. So that's 5. If Pogba leaves, we're down to 4. No replacement. If one of those players get injured, let's say Matic, who can be injury prone, then suddenly we only have 3 midfield players. Only 3 midfield players. You know how if first game of season Matic or Fred Limsoff seen injury, we only have 3 midfield players for the season. 3. Like that's crazy. You know, okay, maybe you could probably get Garner in there to come and substitute, and to be honest, he will have to. There'll be no choice. Garner, potentially Gomez, maybe will have to step up. You know, because we can't play a 38 game season plus FA Cup plus League Cups plus Europa League with only 3 midfield players potentially. You know, so just going back to comments. Red Does, I agree. If we have a horror show first for games, it'll make a harder year. Great stream. Got to go have a good one. Thank you for tuning in, Red Dot Weekly. Appreciate it. If Pogba goes, we're done. Absolutely. I agree with that. Because we don't have midfield players, let alone good ones. I'm not even talking about. I'm even just talking about actually having midfield players. We don't have experienced senior midfield players. If Pogba goes, you know, so that is a big thing. I don't think that there won't be an in between the season. It's either going to be promising or be worse than my season. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to me, and we'll be talking about this because, like I said, guys, we're going to have like a fan where Premier League fans, Red Devil Studio live this Friday evening at 8 o'clock. We're going to get a couple of fans. We're going to discuss the reaction to transfer window and Premier League prediction, all the rest of it. But for me, the big thing here is that if Ole somehow magically gets 4th place, and to be fair, if tiredness was the reason why we lost last season, if it was just tiredness, then Solskjaer's 15-game unbeaten was brilliant with the players that he had. Brilliant. Although I would argue that Herrera was a big part of that. And the fact that we haven't replaced them is shocking. But anyway, if we somehow manage to get top 4, that's it. We just get top 4 in this season. That is, with what we have now, that is a miracle. No, there's no United fan that can say, oh, that was about, we just got 4th. It will be a complete miracle if Solskjaer, with what we've got now, for me, gets 4th. You know, that's and it would also potentially highlight the state of our club in that, are we becoming like Arsenal, where we essentially like just compete for top 4, despite the fact that we have tons of money. Reading comments. Oh, Heron, good to see you. Good to see you, Heron. Longstaff coming in. Carrick's working on it. Not most fans' cup of tea, by the way, because he's English. For me, the thing with Longstaff is just the fact that with Longstaff, he's only had a few senior appearances. And it's just also the fact that Mike Ashley, who is a bit, of a dick. Sorry, excuse my language, but he's not a pleasant person. Will not sell Longstaff. It will sell Longstaff for like 30 million, 40 million, etc., which is not worth it at all. It's not. For a guy who's only had a few senior appearances, we should not be spending any more than 20 million on him. I mean, Daniel James we've got from Swansea. I know it's Championship, it was 15 million. Newcastle are effectively a Championship side, frankly, and there's no reason why we should be spending any more than 15, 20 million on this man. No way. That I agree with Edward on that and that. If Newcastle have the balls to be like, pay 50 million for him, I'd go, no. Get stuffed. Sorry. Jamie, we could have Rashford score loads of goals, Martial finally becoming consistent, Green and James could break up, but like you've said, it's all hope, and it's a huge exactly. You know, it's the only certainties that I have right now in this season is I know that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be much better than Ashley Young. That for me is the only real certainty that I have with any players this season, is that our right wing, yes, he might make mistakes, but our right wing is sorted because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is eons ahead of Ashley Young, so we'll be fine there. That's the only thing I'm going on with certainty. Because to be fair, David De Gea had quite a few mistakes towards the end of last season, midway to last season. So even though I think he's a good goalkeeper, could he potentially be making more mistakes again? You know, Harry Maguire should be okay, but hasn't the pre-season just to gel, so will he need time to get involved with our pre-season because he hasn't had the same training as the other players have had? You know, I've already talked about the midfield and we've already talked about the forward line. So yeah, hope seriously. Carrick. Is Carrick working on it? Source Link, is he working on it? Maybe he's working on it. I don't know. Possibly, you're right. Maybe. But I'll report on it. But if there's but you know, the transfer window closes. What is it? This Thursday, Friday morning? I don't know. And I just feel that I just don't know how it's going to go to the wire. And I'll be doing. I think it's just Thursday evening, isn't it? I'll probably be doing a late night show, maybe at like 11 o'clock, basically just going into when it closes at midnight. Probably an hour show just to see if we're in for anyone else and just to talk about a reaction to the transfer window, etc., etc. So just to sort of almost like a ticking clock. We might get a count on it. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks, Jamie. Cool. Where are we now? Like, I think we diverted topic now, actually. So I was talking about Harry Maguire and just talking about the general state of the football club. So just in the last 10, 15 minutes or so because we want to do like an accessory live stream about 45 minutes. We've obviously talked about the impact that Harry Maguire will have, where you think that we'll finish the season with Harry Maguire there. I think the last thing really just to talk about Harry Maguire is what is it really? I guess it's longevity. Longevity would be the last thing I'd be talking about. How long do you think that Harry Maguire will be at Manchester United? You know, so do you think that this is a type of player that we're going to have, you know, at United for many seasons to come? Do you think that he will leave United? Do you think that like he'll be sold? You know, do you think because clearly from what I can see with Harry Maguire is a player that obviously wants to be at Manchester United, but at the same time Maguire did say that he wanted to play Champions League football. Now we are playing in Europe in terms of Europa League, it's fine, but he made it evident, I think it was even before the transfer window started, that he wanted to play Champions League football. And the reality is that Manchester City were also in for Maguire as well. But Manchester City were like, we don't want to pay that money. So even though they've got that shake money, City, as I've seen with City recently, City don't tend to spend more than 60 million on players? Really? They don't actually spend that much. You know, I've never seen them go over the 70 million mark on an individual player at all. And you know, for them to be like, nah, we're not in for him. Speaks volumes about where they are versus where we are. But going back to the point, I just think that we need to be careful because a lot of these players we're signing in inevitably want to play highly Champions League football. And I certainly don't want us to be in a situation where, like we are similar with Pogba, where after 2, maybe 3 seasons, players start looking around going, I'm not really, we're going down a table, we're not really competing, etc. Manchester United's mid-table tied, don't like the climb, don't like the environment, let's move on. And when this situation, I feel that with United, we're constantly in... he did. Pep says Maguire's a good defender. I agree. What I'm saying is, I just don't want... I feel like with Manchester United, we seem to be constantly in rebuild phases. It's been 6 years since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and we're still talking about rebuilds. And it's like, at what point are we... Liverpool are not in a rebuild phase. City are not in a rebuild phase. They're in maybe a replacement... Well, certainly City are maybe in a replacement phase where they're bringing in players that are coming in, to take over players, that are going to be out, like your David Silvas, your Fernandinhos, your Agueros, etc. That's where we should be. We should be in replacement phases, because we've brought players through, we've had a strong starting 11. Right now, we still seem to be in the rebuilding phase. We're trying to get players out, maybe, and trying to establish what our good starting 11 is. Because right now, I don't know what it is. I don't. Reading some of your comments again. Jamie, alongside his potential with all the youth coming in, we need experience band squad out. Exactly, I've said that before. United, good defender. Heron, Maguire reminds me of Gary Pallister, not Rio Ferdinand. Yeah, I mean, like I've said, the big advantage for me about Harry Maguire is just aerial dominance. It really is. It's aerial dominance. It's in the air. It's right. We have a player that we can, put crosses in towards, put corners, because one thing I noticed last season is that we weren't doing that at all enough. We weren't scoring from set pieces, we weren't scoring from, and we weren't defending well from them either. But at the very least, we need to start utilising them again, because I've looked at United's set piece plays after a while, and they've not been, unless it's like an attempt on goal at a strike, most often or not, they've not really been that great in terms of delivery into the box, corner piece to get someone's head on the ball, etc. They've not, and we need to improve that. But yeah, all in all, I'm really happy with the signing. We've got a good solid defence now. We've got a good back four, which I think we can go into the following season and really, really just compete. I think with other back fours certainly. But let's not kid ourselves. I think we obviously need more signings. I'm going to have a quick look after the stream to see if there's any latest news regarding Bruno Fernandes. I don't know whether there is. I don't think there is. Guys, if in the comments if there's any news regarding Bruno Fernandes. I think Dybala is off pretty much. So really, at the end of the day, we need another midfielder. We really, 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 really need another midfielder. And I just don't know whether we're going to get that before the end of the season. But yeah, welcome to Manchester United, Harry Maguire. You will have the United fans fall back him. Just support the fans. Just continue to, continue to work hard, because that's all we want. We just want players to work hard and fight for the badge. Just reading the last couple of comments before we stop the stream. We're getting to about 40 minutes now, so I'll probably finish. Jamie, off topic, but who should take free kicks? Because I'm not trying to see Rashford be renowned for free kicks. Yeah, no. Who's good at free kick taking? Who is good at free kick taking? To be honest, I can't think of anyone that stands out. To be honest, who is good? Mata's not that bad, to be fair, but Mata starting concerns me because of his pace. Pogba, potentially. Pogba's not bad at free kicks, I think. I think he's alright, so Pogba could take them. I think that's all I've got, to be honest. I can't think of anyone else that's a good free kick taker, so there we go. Heron, I'm Axel's better than Victor partnering Harry. Well, we'll see. But I think they do offer something different. I do think they offer something different. That's why I say it's good that we give Twansibi some game time. My big plea to Ollie this season is that there's no use keeping Garner, Gomez, Chong, Greenwood and Twansibi just to warm a bench. Okay? They need games. Okay, whether that's Europa League, whether that's League Cup, they need to be playing. Okay? Otherwise, send them on loan. You know, Twansibi, get him back to Villa, send them on loan for them to develop. I don't want to see these young players just be on the bench. I just don't think it's fair. Bleacher G, welcome. Just saw that we are agreeing a deal with Spurs for Eriksen. Really? Let me look at that. Are you sure? That seems very, very strange. Daniel Levy would not... Let me have a look at that. If this is just rumour, is this... Because if that is... let's have a look. Really? I mean, I'm seeing it in the Sun and the Mirror, and it's been claimed by Spanish reports. You know, possibly. Although I'm seeing in the same paper, Man United talk Bruno Fernandes tells Sporting he wants to join Spurs. Oh dear. If that is true, if Spurs get because they've already signed Ndombele, who I really wanted as a defensive midfielder at United, and Bruno Fernandes, guys, it's over. It's over. If Spurs sign Bruno Fernandes, it's over. It's over. It really is. It's over. Even if we sign Eriksen, to be honest, because I'm not saying Eriksen is a bad player, but he's slightly older, and to be honest, I think he is a bit overrated. He's all right, but I think he is a bit overrated, to be honest. And again, we're now putting a player who is not gelled with the team, you know, in our squad, you know, and he's going to be expensive, you know. AS Spain. Eriksen is now going to join United rather than wait for Real Madrid. Well, I mean, maybe it's the player saying that, but I'm not sure whether. I don't think United will be in for him. You know, I don't think so. Let's just go back to the comments. There's been a lot. When Ronaldo was starting, the majority of us fans that time loathed him too because of all the showboating. Yeah, there's nothing with that. But that's why, and that's Ronaldo's mentality. He just kept on going. That's why he's the best player in the world. Rashford now equals the same Ronaldo from until that wink. Ronaldo is just the thing about Ronaldo is that, unlike and what I've seen Ronaldo is that it's just his discipline. You know, not only does he carry teams with him, but his discipline, his fitness, his body. I haven't seen any player have that same discipline as the Ronaldo has. They're all busy partying, drinking, doing all these things, and then have to get back in shape for the start of the season. Ronaldo is always in shape. Ash Young's got a bang free kick. Ash Young is not that bad at taking set pieces, to be fair. I do agree with you, but I don't want him starting, so this is the problem. Yeah, the Sun, right? Eriksen agreeing deal. I read the report. I don't think it says agreeing deal. From what I read in the Air's report, it says that he's happy to consider United. I don't know whether it actually says that that they've actually agreed a deal with Manchester United. What I don't, as I said, want to happen is Bruno Fernandes going to Spurs. That should not happen under any circumstances, because it would just be. Just imagine. You know, it just no. Please, no. Please, no. That's a bit harsh. With Ashley Young, Ill United, a bit harsh. He was good back in the day. He's just not a right back. He's an ex-winger playing right back. You need to have a proper right back. If Bruno goes Spurs, I agree. United. Will there be a watch along on Sunday? So I wish, but I'm going to be at Old Trafford. I'm going to be at Old Trafford on Sunday. So I probably will post some things on Instagram or Twitter, something like that. So my post-match reaction is probably going to be a bit later, but I will be at Old Trafford. That's where I will be. So yeah. So no watch long, unfortunately. What I will do is, like I said, we will be doing our preview for the game. So I think the things, before I just finish the stream, just to let you guys aware, and thanks again for everyone that's listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Let's just push on, plow on till 800 subscribers and hopefully 1,000. What we have essentially planned for the rest of the is on Thursday. Most likely Thursday. Probably Thursday. I'll be uploading a match, Manchester United versus Chelsea preview. So that video is coming out, and on the Thursday night, obviously 11 o'clock, we'll be doing a live stream as the transfer window closes, and we'll just have a general conversation, talk about up and coming and what have you. Then Friday evening is our Premier League fans Red Devil Studio live episode, where we're getting just a bunch of Premier League fans just to basically just talk about their reaction to transfer window, and they'll be there. You'll be able to ask questions to Liverpool fans, Newcastle fans, Sunderland fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans alike. Possibly maybe City fans even, so we get a diverse viewpoint. Then on Saturday, actually, you know what? I possibly will probably put the preview to the game on the Saturday, because I realize we're playing on Sunday, so I think I'll put the match preview on the Sunday, so I'm not uploading tons of videos. So yeah, we'll play our match preview on Saturday. That's what we'll do. And then Sunday, like I said, I'll be at the game. Or most likely have a post-match reaction video. Sometime it'll be probably quite late because I'll be coming back from the game, and I guess we'll just sort of take things from there, really. So that's basically the plan for this week, unless anyone has any suggestions or anything like that. Full-time Devils United stand. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it. I'm not at that level yet. I wish I was, but fingers crossed, share, promote. I really appreciate it, because in an ideal world, I'd like to make a job of this, to be honest, because I just like sharing my opinion, discussing with you guys. It's great. Bleach G, I really think we're going to mess this Bruno transfer deal up and take it instead, and that's on to the Go Club and to the fans. I agree. I say I don't think Eriksen is... I don't even think he had a good of a season last season, to be honest. I think, what's his name? The Brazilian guy... had a better season than Eriksen, their forward, and he didn't even start in the final, which I think was strange. We just need to get the Bruno deal over the line by tomorrow morning and let it stop messing around. The thing is, Bleach, is that I just think that there is a very good chance that what will come out will be like, oh, United were never in for him. That they'll just say, oh, United were just never in for him, because we've never had... The Sporting Lisbon president has never said, and this is what I want to emphasize, which is why I just feel like Dybala is off, yes, United, is that the Sporting president has, unlike, for example, the Inter Milan president has openly talked about the fact that they want to get Lukaku. That's how we know that the Lukaku thing is real, because we know that Inter and Juve have publicly said, they've had discussions with Lukaku's agent, want to get transfer over, etc. They've said that publicly, so we know that's true. But the thing about Bruno Fernandes is the Sporting Lisbon president has never said that there's been an official bid launched for Bruno Fernandes. There hasn't been. So I just think it's strange that if we were generally, and this is why I just think that, I don't think we're in for him, to be honest, because even though the rumours are there, I think it's strange that United would leave it to 2 days before the transfer window. 2 days before the transfer window to basically, say, oh, we're gonna put a bid in for Bruno Fernandes. Why not? We've been linked to him all summer. Why not the beginning of the summer? You know, the sports president has said no bids have come in for him. So yeah, I'm a bit concerned because there's been no talk of bids, you know, at all, and that for me is what concerns me, to be honest. Just through read last few comments, and I'm gonna have to end this stream soon. Eriksen is good without him. Spurs is shut, you guys know. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Eriksen is bad, Heron, but I just think that they do have other players, I'd argue better players, especially in Heung-min Son, and what was the Brazilian guy name called again? Lucas Moura. And I just think that, are we going to be getting prime Eriksen? I will take Eriksen over nobody, to be honest, because we need another midfield player. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't get him, but I think that if we can get Bruno Fernandes for 60 million, 64, we should. Although we haven't bid for him yet, apparently. We just a few comments. Yeah, we're in for Bruno 1 year. Yeah. That's what I know they're going to come out with and try to play it down about not being interested. Yep, that's what I think is going to happen, Beachy. Yep, that they're going to just play it down, that weren't interested, weren't involved. And Solskjaer is going to take the flack for it. That's what's going to happen. We've definitely scouted him, but we never put in a bid. I agree. I think that's what's happened. I don't think we're going to sign anyone else. I'll say that right now. If we sign anyone in the next, so it's Monday, so in the next, 72 hours, I'd be very, very, very surprised. Very surprised. Because we've taken this long to sign 3 players. I don't really count Daniel James as a sort of thing, but even then, but we've taken this long. No, I don't think so. Heron, last comment. Remember when Paul wanted to see out into United airing to win the Premier and then the CEO? Yeah, I agree. I just think that if we're talking about winning things, Bleachy again, and we are still chasing Longstaff after club came public and said they are not selling, and we are still pushing when runners waiting. It's all penny pushing, Bleacher G. It's all penny pushing. It's all trying to save money. It really, really is all about trying to save money. That's what it is ultimately. It's wrong, but that's what it is. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate all those who tuned in. I love this. I love engaging with the comments. The interaction is great. It makes it more interactive than just me speaking to myself. Tune in, guys. We have got at least 2 more live streams coming this week in our transfer deadline day live stream and our Premier League fans live stream on Friday evening, Friday night live stream, which will be great because there'll be a load of us just having a bit of banter and basically just sort of saying what our expectations on the upcoming season. Really appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for your ongoing support for the channel. Please like, share and subscribe to Red Devil Studio and follow us on Twitter. We are UnitedX. Have a nice evening, guys, and cheers.